Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show, episode number 180. And this week's episode, I should say, is going to be called People Are Like Crushed Water Bottles. Yep, it's called People Are Like Crushed Water Bottles, and I will explain. And you'll understand what I'm talking about, no matter how old you are. The older people actually will understand more, but about a third of my audience is young people, so I definitely want y'all to hear this. When you look at a kid, or even if you look at a puppy, we'll start with puppies. You know, when you get a puppy, right? The puppy bites your hand, but it can't really bite your fingers just because it doesn't have the jaw strength yet. It's just playing around. You know, you watch the puppy. You know how a puppy walks and has that little goofy walk, right? And then there comes a point where the puppy walks like a dog. It's a dog now, right? And the cute stuff it used to do as a puppy, it doesn't do it anymore. It does cute dog stuff, but it doesn't do cute puppy stuff sometimes, right? And you realize that dog is not the same dog as it was when you could hold it in your one hand. Now the dog craps the same size as your crap because you got a big dog. When the dog barks, it's not ew, it's now roof. You know, it's just like, whoa, geez, what's going on, right? You can hear the dog's feet when it comes down the steps because the dog's 114 pounds. It's a different thing, and this dog is different. It doesn't like the same toys it liked when it was a puppy. It doesn't even like the same foods. It's just a whole different dog. And that applies to people too, right? Remember when your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, when they were little kids, they used to joke with them all the time. The little things you used to do. They like this kind of candy. You got them. They like to cut the sandwiches, cut with the stuff on the. They like the crust cut off their sandwiches. They like to watch cartoons. And then they got a little older. They still watch cartoons, but now it's the kind of cartoons that are action cartoons, right? They don't need you cutting the crust off their bread anymore. In fact, they don't even need you making a sandwich anymore. Can I make a sandwich? Yeah, go ahead. They make their own sandwiches. They get their own juice, and they actually start to take their own trash and put it in the trash can. What? They ate at this table and it's kind of clean? What? I used to have to come in here with a hazmat suit and steam clean the table because they were such slobs, but all of a sudden, what? They get a little older. Remember when they were little kids, you used to hold their hand walking across the street? You try to hold their hand now, but I'm okay. No, okay. They don't need you to hold their hand across the street. They crossed the street a bunch of times and you weren't around. They don't need your help. As they get older, things change. And those changes happen to us as adults too. You know, you're a young adult. You're in your 20s. You graduated from college. Or if you didn't go to college, you went to a trade school or you got a job out of high school and you start to go. And all of a sudden, the stuff you come across, because now you're running across other adults, not a mixture of adults and children, but now all adults, and all of a sudden the adult politics hits you. Somebody tells you some good stuff to your face and you find out that they said bad stuff to the boss behind your back. Wait a minute, I thought Frank was my friend. Because all your childhood friends are pretty cool, right? You grew up around a bunch of great people. They would never do that. They never did do that. But now you're in the real world. Oh no. Right? And you still have to work with Frank. And you know, Frank's a snake. So now every time you're around Frank, you got to be careful what you say. Be careful what you share. You can't let Frank get too close, but you can't let Frank get far away. You got to keep him just close enough so you can see what he's thinking and see what he's dealing. And if you want to, you give him a little fake information just to see how much he'll pass along. Now all of a sudden you're playing office politics and you're not 21 anymore. Now you're 26. In 26, you probably had 3 for you long-term relationships. You had the one in college, right? You had the one in, you had one in high school. Near the end, you had a couple in college. Now you're at your job. You're a little too busy right now. You're dating a little bit. You date that. And one of the girl in high school dumped you for the guy on the football team. That hurt. Ooh. You go to college, they break up with you because the career that you chose is not going to make as much money as this guy because he's going to be a doctor. Oh, you go to the new job, the girl is flirting with you. The woman is flirting with you. You think everything's great. Then all of a sudden you realize, she realizes you're just not her type. You really care about it. You thought you were going to be able to do something special. You thought you were going to build a life with her, but no, nothing wrong with it. It's her choice. A person can either be with you or not be with you. It's their choice, but it still hurts, doesn't it? Ooh. As we go forward through life, things happen to us. Things happen to us. Things that are good happen to us, and things that are bad happen to us. But the things that are good that happen to us, they don't affect us that much. We kind of smile and enjoy them and go about our day. But the bad things are the things we feel the most. And you don't remember your wife hugging you, giving you a kiss 2 weeks ago. You don't remember that. But you remember the guy that yelled at you and said some nasty things about you a month ago in traffic. You still think about that, and you wish you could run across that guy again. You're balling up your fists when you're thinking about him. That sticks in your mind. But wasn't that kiss from your wife who was grabbing you, told you that you're handsome, slobbed you down, blah, 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 and all that good stuff? Your baby runs into the room. Hey, daddy, you pick up the kid. The other kid comes in, kiss all the kids. Everything's great. Your best friend calls him. Hey, man, I got those tickets. You don't remember that stuff. It happened, but you don't remember. It's not in the forefront of your mind. But that guy that stole that account from you remember that, and that was 6 months ago. And every once in a while you see him, and you look at him, and you're like, you rotten Sassafras and Jehoshaphat, but you're not saying Sassafras and Jehoshaphat, and you're not saying the mother jugs and speed, you're saying the words I replaced. And you're probably wondering, okay, that's what are you talking about? That is why I call this episode, People Are Like Crushed Water Bottles. Think about a water bottle. You buy a water bottle. When you take it out of the case, it's pristine. It's full of water, filtered water or whatever it is, right? And as you drink the water, glug, 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 glug. As you drink the water, glug, 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 glug. As time goes by, and as there's less water in the bottle, the structure of the bottle's a little bit different. Just like as you get older, the structure of your body's a little bit different. And even if you're a healthy body, strong body, and you maintain a healthy body your entire life, the structure of who you are as a human being is a little bit different as time goes on, because there's an accumulation of things that happen to you. Maybe they're traumatic, maybe they're just annoying, but they build up over time, don't they? Just like that. And then you drink all the water, glug, and you have that bottle. And as you were drinking the water, you were holding on to the bottle and you were squeezing it. And you notice that the bottle's a little crushed a little bit, right? So you say, yeah, I need some more water. That was enough. You go to the sink because that was the last water bottle. You put some water in the bottle and it holds the same volume as it did before it was squeezed, but it's not the same bottle. It's not as pristine as it was when you pulled it out of the case, is it? No, it's crushed a little bit. What about something really traumatic happens to you? The kind of thing that you will never forget. You lose a loved one early to some kind of traumatic event, car accident, crime, incredibly rare illness that just runs roughshod through your relatives. Something bad happens to you. You find out that somebody you loved did something horrible. They cheated on you. Maybe one of the kids isn't yours. Maybe your husband got somebody pregnant. Some kind of horrible thing that is a tent pole in your life. It's like you take that same water bottle. Once you take the cap off of it and you just squeeze it as hard as you can, and all the water shoots out of it and the bottle's crushed. You can blow the bottle, blow into the top of it and expand it again. And it'll even, like I said, it'll hold the same amount of water, but the bottle is not the same. The shape is different. Sometimes you put water in it, you sit it on the table, it might fall over because the structure has been changed by being squeezed. And we're the same way. For those of you that have been cheated on, right? You think you're over it because it was several years ago. Right? You haven't dated anybody in a while because you just can't trust them. Oh, you finally decide to trust somebody and everything's going good. And then you start seeing the signs that you saw, that you didn't see, I should say, that you did not see when you were in that other relationship. The signs that let you know something was going on, a little bit of a change in habit, right? You find a matchbook in her pocket from a place you've never been with, and it's a hotel. What's she doing at a hotel? What's going on here? She's getting phone calls. Wait a second. Right? Sneaky little phone calls. You see her having a phone call outside in the courtyard. She's talking to somebody and you say, hey, what was going on? Oh, I just came back in the house. And she doesn't mention the phone call. Why? Oh, she's cheating. Oh, I'm going to catch her. And then you start becoming distant and rude. And now she's getting annoyed with you. And then you finally blurt out, you start calling her names. And this is not gender specific. If I was a woman, it would be the other way around. So just imagine a woman doing the same thing to a guy. Maybe the guy is exhibiting the same behaviors and the woman is now confronting him in an aggressive way. Back to what I was saying. And you're rude and say all sorts of mean stuff that's not necessary, right? That's how you really feel about me? Yeah, because I know what it's like, women like you. And then you find out, yeah, she was at that hotel. getting something ready,